increases his lead once again over Ching. It now stands as 16-12. He's coming up to break here, and what another long drawn-out affair there. But as far as score is concerned, he's glad to have gotten that rack, and he's now breaking. Again, he's on the hill, looking to break for the championship. Just one more. Can he steady his nerves here, Steve?
Well, he's got a nice cushion. That makes things a little easier. It's not been the greatest of finals.
Rack 29, quote break, leading by
So
16
will take
racks
it any
to 12.
which way he can.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. You actually have to get to the final to give yourself a chance to win it. So it's all about consistency over the week. And you must admit that even though perhaps Wu has had the flashes of brilliance, Kuo has been the more consistent. But once again, Wu given a little bit of a lifeline. No obvious shot for Kuo unless he can play the 2 onto the 9 and try and make the 2 into the right hand corner, and he would also leave a safety shot should he miss. A straightforward in-off, effectively stun shot with the cue ball, leaving himself on the 3, hit the right hand side of the 9 ball as we now look, sends the 2 ball towards the pocket. Or did he just roll up behind the 6 and drive a ball to a rail? And then that does ask the question of Wu. It's still advantage Kuo in this rack.
Oh, quite definitely. And at the same time, as you mentioned, with a great margin to rest on, maybe you'd like to test the youngster once again.
Ball's got to hit a rack. Ball's got to hit a cushion. If it doesn't, it's a foul.
Oh my goodness. It's a foul shot, exactly. What a time for that to happen here for Wu. That is a monumental error.
In the world of 9-ball pool, that is a massive error, because the most important part about that shot was to get a ball to hit a cushion afterwards. He was trying to get a good safety behind the 6, and in doing that, he risked playing it too softly. He was that, well, an inch away from leaving Wu with the biggest problem of his short career.
And right now, it begs the question.
Pressure.
Can Wu come back? Right now he's back on the table and looking to clean up.
He certainly can come back.
Well, he's got the goods, that's for sure.
What I don't know is whether he's capable of, at this stage of the tournament, keeping himself together to run 5 racks on a 9-ball pool table. I'm not saying he hasn't got the capability and the technique and talent, but it would be a shame should a stupid error present this match to Kuo, especially after Kuo has balked at clinching this.
Exactly. Boy, Kuo was ever so close, as you mentioned, maybe just an inch. If it hit that rail, this could be definitely a different story. But right now, Kuo Cheng pondering his mistake, but he may just get another chance, especially since we mentioned he's sitting on a quite comfortable lead. But that lead can go away in a flash here, Steve.
Well, it can go away a lot quicker than it can on a snooker table, that's for certain.
Well, just bearing down right now is Ching.
Wouldn't he dearly love to knock this 9-ball in and run a very quick next rack?
Well, he's surely going to try. And right now he's halfway there. He draws to within 3, with his grandma looking on once again.
As grandmas do. There was the shot that caused the problems for Kuo. Just didn't have enough pace. Perhaps he was hoping to catch the 9-ball full in the face, or perhaps miss the 9-ball completely. He got the worst possible connection on that 9-ball. You see the importance of the rule on the 9-ball pool table, that a ball has to be driven to a cushion after contact, because it would have been very easy for Kuo to have just rolled up behind that 6-ball had it not been for that rule. A clever rule in the game. I don't know how long it's been in the game, but certainly makes the players think a little bit harder, especially when you're escaping from a safety as well. So Wu, if ever he needed a good break and a quick rack run. That's one to say at this time of night. A quick rack one. Here it is.
Trying to first knock down the wing ball, which in this case is a black 8. He does that.
Launches himself in, and they're all going down here.
It is just as the doctor ordered. To maybe calm himself down. Give him some more of that momentum back. And look at this. A great shot at the 2.
He's shown great composure all week. He just needs to keep it together now. And hope that Kuo cracks up somewhat.
Well, with your opponent on the hill, there's definitely no more room for errors.
What a Cinderella story this would be if he were just to run out the game from here.
Boy, oh boy, that's right.
It's the stuff legends are made of.
They're going to be talking about that all the way up to the 2006 edition of this tournament.
If he could do this, all the 5-year-olds in 10 years' time will be saying, I remember the first time I watched with my father the great Wu run out 5 racks on the trot.
He's got to take it one ball at a time, one rack at a time, and not take anything for granted.
But it's at the situation in the match where he can't afford to take anything for granted. It may be just the tonic he needs. Can he let his obvious talent, with his left hand has been so phenomenal throughout this tournament, can he just let it flow? Can he run 5 racks?
Three more balls to manage here for Wu.
Kuo still has some breathing space, so he isn't wriggling too much in his chair just yet. But what about if another one goes awry?
So many questions still to be answered here in Kaohsiung. And Wu Ching here with his 3rd run out gets to within 2 of Kuo Po Cheng, and so the plot thickens once again.
Perhaps those prayers are being answered. The grandmother puts her hands together. Who would dare deny her the chance for her grandson to become one of the greats of 9-ball pool?
Let's turn it over now to Jim and to Bob.
Well, Bob, Bob, you've changed. Nick Halling alongside Jim White, and Nick, I'll tell you what, very quickly this match has a serious pulse. Tense moments out there.
It's not been a classic, Jim. Nobody would try and argue that, but for dramatic content, this match is right up there. And we haven't got to the last chapter yet. Look at this, Wu's got another shot. It's a match you can't take your eyes off.
Remember in the knockout stages, last 32, Raj, Hundal, and Rodney Morris. Hundal was on the verge of a victory, leading 9-6. Morris took the last 4 breaks and outs to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat, and that is what Wu was trying to do here. And you know something for me, Nick, his pace is quickened.
Is that good or bad? That's the question. Time will tell. There's been so many errors in this match coming from both cues. One more now and you feel that will be the last nail.
And you know something? When you give a match up for lost, sometimes the pressure is gone. All of a sudden that back arm loosens. But I can also tell you the pressure comes back very quickly.